Hi guys, Shauna here. Okay, so the last of this weekly series, fire signs. You got the lowest ratings this week, so they come in last. Okay. Where do I start? These are intensive love, romance readings. A lot of what I've been guided to deal with or spread outward in these readings is to do with energy fluxes in preparing couples and whatnot for this. My intent with these readings is to get underneath the issues that if we are on the wrong track, to be illuminated to this. This is what my intention is going outward in this reading. So hopefully that will be illuminated for you. Fortunately, I'm finding through the readings that some of this stuff is going to be heart-wrenching to hear, because it may be stuff that we've been denying for a long time. So be aware of that energy coming forth again. It's not going to resonate with everybody. In fact, it's probably a good thing if it doesn't resonate with you. That means you're on the right path. You just don't need any guidance here. Some people are completely off the rocker, so needing to be put back on the rails and move forward where it's smoother. So this is my hope, to get through to those people that need that guidance, and it is here for you. So fire, Aries, Leo, and Sag in that order. These are intense energies. Here we go. Aries, first off. First, with the chakra cards, we're going to go on the surface, then we're going to get into the love and sex zones and see if there's anything that needs to be illuminated there. First card for Aries for the week. 8 of Coins, building up the finances. We may be hard at work. Resources, gaining these in some kind of a way. Finances, trying to bring more finances in this time. Okay, this is what we're working on. Next card, 2 of Cups. That's what everybody's working on, or everybody's getting guidance on this week anyway. 2 of Cups is about partnership. Sorry, the glare is nasty here. Self-love that goes outward to another person. When we are full, we go outward to that other partner. That's what this is about. We may be working hard on a relationship, okay? Not only working for finances, because I did feel that highly, but trying hard to work within a relationship as well. Next card, High Priestess. We may be guided here. The High Priestess, she has secrets. And the yellow is about joy, bringing joy into the partnership is what I'm getting. Thought I got rid of that eyelash. Yeah, orange and yellow are quite closely tied here. Nonetheless, using our instinct to deal with our relationship. And we're trying hard to build and gain momentum here is what I'm getting. So on the 8 of Coins here, as we move down in the cards, confidence. We're working hard on our confidence forward. Do we have a confidence problem in this partner? Do we have a problem with their confidence in us? Is something to do with this energy? Being guided in this way and going in this way. So this is good, because the Aries energy last week was quite chaotic. It was off the charts. So I feel like it's either calmed or we're dealing with a different energy this week. So we're dealing with our confidence at work, and it may also be within a partnership that we are dealing in this way, trying to build things. We're being guided and we're following this guidance. 2 of Cups is that partnership. What do we have for that? Fulfillment. So we're looking for more fulfillment within our relationship. Jeez, the pomegranate, right? It's a very luxurious fruit. It's also very segmented, right? All those little segments are little bits and parts that we feel we may need to deal with in a love-centered kind of way. There's a lot of segments to our relationship, and I feel like we feel kind of cultured in that way, and we're trying to find out more about our partner on deeper levels. So this is good. This is really what it's about. So the High Priestess, again, I feel like that's all the guidance pushing you in these directions to figure things out. We have rigid, okay. There might be a stance here that we are walling up to in a certain sense. Okay, well, they're going for the Aries, not necessarily a wall, but a rigid stance that we are carrying on what we've been guided instinctively to bring forth. So we're instinctively guided, and because of this, outwardly to our partner, and I feel it's within a relationship, we are taking a very rigid stance because we feel quite highly intuitively that we should, so we're doing this, okay? And it might take a while here to get underneath that. Now, as we get on to the confidence here, what do we get on top of that? 5 of Wands. Struggles getting back at someone. So let's go back here. Talking about working hard to gain confidence. We've got to be careful with this energy because that's quite on the wrong side. The 5 of Wands is about struggles, and the struggles that we have are due to someone, and we may be trying hard to gain power over that, right? Because in here it says what? Getting back at someone, so vengeance, right? Something to do with gaining our confidence through this, so be careful with that energy. It's very karmic. Fulfillment, again, on the 2 of Cups. Is this where we're having the problems? Hope not. Oh yeah. That's weird because I got a real gentle energy here of the 2 Cups about fulfillment, gaining fulfillment in a partnership and going outward to that. So we may have been, oh man, just give me a minute, there's something I missed here. We're working hard on our relationship, being guided highly. We're trying to gain confidence in our relationship, like trying to gain esteem here, looking for fulfillment. Somehow we've been let down by our partner and feel a need to go outward, and this rigid stance we've taken. Yeah, here we go off in the ditch again with these Aries. They can't stay on the right track here. So there's the vengeance, right? We're going to go outward and make someone feel pain. Why? Because they made us feel pain. We're looking for fulfillment and we're not getting it. So there's a conflict here because of that. The rigid stance, again, we're not walling up, but we're asking for something here because we feel instinctively guided. And again, we don't want to get that mixed up with our ego because we'll be in big trouble. So it shouldn't be, because if we have the 6 of Wands about success and recognition, are we looking for this? This is ego driven, so be careful. Well, the next line will show us, I'm pretty sure, if that's what we're looking for, success and recognition. We're taking this stance in order to get recognized and to gain success over someone. So is this part of a getting back at someone at this point? Struggles. Okay, we're getting into the romantic zone here. So there's a sense of a conflict coming. Struggles. Whenever we come across this energy, it's a universal message to back off. But the Aries don't take that lightly. They don't back off. So I feel like we're going to get more problems here. But nonetheless, that's the overall energy. We have some conflict here. We're looking for success and reward, and we are also high energy at getting back at someone. Now, we have the 2 of Cups here, and instinct and work. So I don't know if it's our partner that we're doing this to or someone outside of the partnership. So we go into the romantic card, see what happens. Now, I put this Joker card. It's kind of like the dud card that they put an extra card in the deck. It is the Lovers, okay? But I put it in there because if there's something that is meant to be hidden, I don't want it to be fueled by another card, the energy of another card. It's almost like giving them a false imprint that something's going to happen, but it's not, because we don't have a card for it's none of your business. Now, somewhere in the romantic zone here, there is because a lot of times when you do readings for people, you get blocked out of certain areas for reasons of fate and path, and the people are supposed to go in a certain way, and if you change their fate or have the possibility to do such, that's not good. They will not allow that. So this is that kind of energy and that kind of card. There is something fated here that the Aries is toppling into. It cannot be revealed. So there's a blank card here just saying there's a certain area here that we have to kind of manage as an energy that comes at us. When it comes at us, we deal with it then. We cannot be pre-prepared for this because it may change our destiny. We will not allow that. So that is that card. So it has to do with something fateful, to do with our romantic situation. Next card, the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is about, okay, the way I explain this card, the woman or the man here has a child, and that child is looking through the gate and witnessing this couple kissing. They may be trying to keep things in secret, but the sense is here we're going to get exposed. So we may be canoodling with someone, or someone may be canoodling with someone else. And the sense is that they may not want it exposed or want certain people to know. The innocent side of it would be that we may be trying, we may be a single parent trying to keep our romance on the down low, and a child sees it and therefore brings it forward. And the high end of this is it could very well be an affair that gets exposed, okay, in some way, shape, or form. Something that comes out having to do with somebody wanting to keep a relationship down, but somebody witnesses it and it becomes up. Okay. Next card, Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is about wishes and dreams. I feel like somebody here is trying to make their wishes and dreams come true now. And now suddenly that fulfillment card, I feel it has nothing to do with the partner that we're in. I feel it's something outside of the partnership. This card, it's a very lush card. The colors are lush and vibrant. The wine glass, indulgent, and the fruit is very juicy. So the sense I'm getting here is that we could have someone trying to gain fulfillment outside of a relationship. Why? Because of the secrecy, and then someone's overseeing it. They didn't bet on someone seeing that or witnessing it to expose. And again, the air is ripe for exposure. So no matter what kind of secrets you're trying to hide, unless it's a secret recipe, I think you're better off to let it be exposed. If you expose it yourself, at least you can save face. Here, I feel that's not going to be. We're trying to make, it may be the Aries or it may be done upon the Aries, but we're trying to make our wishes and dreams come true in a love-centered kind of way. But I feel like there's something clandestine here. Okay, so on top of the card that kind of is blank because there's something that here that is fated. We cannot know this beforehand. It will change our fate, and we cannot allow that. On top of that, we get the Page of Cups. Now, that's about offerings. Small offerings outward. Come with me. Let's go for coffee. Let's do something. You want to come with me? I want you to be with me. Let's go do stuff. Like this kind of thing. It's very light, but at the same time, it's a caring offer going outward. Feel like this may have been the way things started. With this person that I'm getting a scenario of someone being pulled out of a relationship. So it may have been just, hey, let's go for coffee. My husband's at home, but yeah, sure, he doesn't get home, he's working overtime, blah, blah, blah. So off you go. This may be the innocence of how it started. Now, the next card, again, the Nine of Cups, where we're kind of canoodling with someone here, and the sense of being overlooked by someone else and not aware of this. We have the Strength card. Okay. They're giving me a sense here that we may be getting strength from this partner outside of the marriage that we don't get from within, which is usually why we go out to begin with. There's something lacking here and we're gaining it from another partner. It may be that they make us feel more strong, more in control than the partner that we have at home. Okay, so there's something here. Also, they're saying there's a great strength here to keep things quiet, but there's also someone that sees something that we don't see. Okay, these are heavy. I gotta take big breaths. Breathe it out. It's all about making the wishes come true for the Aries, though. They may be trying to keep something on the down low, and they may be very good at this, but again, the energy is ripe for exposure, so be aware. You're going to get exposed, so if you don't want to, stop now. But nonetheless, it's all about making our wishes come true. On top of that, we get the King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles, he is the dude. He's got the money. He's got a logical, grounded way of thinking. He has a lot of practical things. He has a lot of things, period. He has built his kingdom and he's proud of it. This may be an energy that you're fraternizing with or dealing with. Maybe the husband, maybe the extramarital. I'm not sure. Okay, so as we move further in, Page of Cups is about a little offering, like let's go out, let's do. I feel like that's how it started, and it gained strength and momentum, right, to deeper things. Okay, then we have a King of Pentacles. Now, is this guy crossing? Yeah, he is. They're going. His arms are crossed. This is not who she's canoodling with. This is the partner outside. Okay, so this may be the person that's overlooking the whole deal. Now, give me a moment. Yeah, he's sitting at home watching all of this. He knows what's going on. Yike. He knows. He may be that person that overseen them. Period. So be aware of that, because that may be the exposure waiting to happen here. Okay. I feel like I'm in the wrong spot here. Page of Cups on top of the page again. This is the energy of what I feel like it started, just an innocent let's go for coffee, and then what do you know, we end up very grounded in the bedroom very quickly is what I get here. High attraction very quickly to this person that is attached in another relationship. Okay, yep. No resistance nowhere. I feel like the woman's highly indulging and the man's highly indulging. This is something that I don't feel no wrong here. Nobody feels no wrong here, but yet someone's partnered. This is the partner. Okay, so the strength, something about this partner gives the Aries strength that they don't get from this partner. Okay, now on top of that strength, we have the Ten of Pentacles. Well, would you look at that? It's about offers being rejected. We may have an Aries here that's being rejected by their King of Pentacles, and therefore they go off in another direction and get what they want there, the fulfillment that they want there. Okay, King of Pentacles, again, I feel that heavy, that crossing of the arms, very heavy. It's like he is upset. Again, he may be witnessing this. He may be at some point in on all of this, but I feel like this is not being discussed. It's not being brought forth, so there's going to be an escalation of emotion here on the wrong side, and that's what I'm getting. Now, on top of him, we get the Five of Wands. Now, I'm going to leave that be. That is about interludes with people. I mean, it is about the sword is sitting there. It always makes its presence known. There's truths here that need to be told. This man needs to tell this woman that he's seen what he's seen, and they need to discuss things. But also there's an intimate connection here. Now, I'm going to continue another level here because I feel like I'm kind of like the energy here is just not making itself clear. either these people, like the Aries in whatever form you are here, male or female, we're just doing a lot of canoodling with someone outside of our marriage, and then in our marriage we're just refusing. Or it may not even be a marriage, it may be just a long-term commitment or a relationship that we have that's outside of us. There is a sense here of keeping things on the down low to a certain degree, right, because of this card. So there's something here, but somebody's just not taking it seriously. Yeah, there's no energy here to take things seriously. We are stepping out and that's it. So not too sure why it is so irresistant, meaning there's no resistance. They're just going to go like, so what's the point of being in a relationship if there's no resistance of cheating in your partner? I don't understand. But Three of Pentacles on top of that energy, and that's the indulgence of this invitation, just went straight to the physical. We get the 15, and that's about trudging away, and that's interesting because this can talk about mama bear frequencies. Someone being overly protective, and yeah, when they say when a mother's being like a helicopter mom, when they're being overly restrictive, this applies here somewhere. So either our partner is being very much a helicopter partner, where they are way too micromanaging of our own business, or this is what we're doing going outward. There's something to do with someone being overbearing. And honestly, I feel like this King of Pentacles knows exactly what this Aries is doing, but I don't feel like the Aries is aware of that. Okay? I feel like they've got the upper hand here. They know. So this helicopter mom they call, that's what they're showing me, is someone being overly in our business. And I don't understand what angle that is. I really don't feel like it comes from the King of Pentacles, but we could find out later that maybe it is. But there's a sense here of trudging through waters, no matter. So either this is the energy that we've put up with in this partnership that we're trying to get away from, or this is the energy that we're exposing to the partner that has created problems. But nonetheless, we're going. Man. Trudging forward, gaining power and momentum. This new relationship is gaining power quite quickly, is the sense I'm getting. Okay, so as we go into, and I feel very much this was attached to the partnership that the Aries is stepping out on. This energy of refusal, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just the intimacy level, what level, there's somewhere here that we're getting a refusal from our partner, so we're going to go outside of the marriage. Again, I keep saying marriage, but there's no marriage cards here. But there is a partnership. There's two ways that I feel. Something's going on. They're going to get it outside. If they can't get it inside, they're going to get it outside. So on top of that, we get the snake. Yeah, and that's the vengeance, right? Because we're not getting it here, then we'll go get it there. You know, like a little kid. And we'll make you, it'll hurt, right? So this is kind of a very immature, but also a very vengeful energy. And it's all going towards the direction of this guy, but he's sitting and he's not speaking, but he's got a lot of knowledge there that he's not reacting from at this point, and I don't know why. Now, on top of this Five of Swords, which I don't understand the energy here either, there's a lot of secrets. A lot of things are being tied tight here. So this may be another partnership. I don't know on which end. It may be the one that's stepping out may not be the only one that, the only connection that they have in a physical way. Okay. We have the home, the Four. Okay, so that brings us back home. But I do feel it is not. This is not the King of Pentacles. It's not the same element. King of Pentacles, he owns this home. He works for everything. The kingdom, she's living in it. Now, the Five of Swords, that's another relationship. It's not, I don't feel it's connected to him, but it may be, but I don't feel that. But don't rule it out, basically. And then it brings it back to the home, and the sense they're giving me is this cup, she brings it home when he's at work. Unfortunately. There is someone here that travels to the home to have intimate relations with the Aries. Now, this here is not the same energy as this here. There's one here on a romantic level that we just recently bumped into and literally ended up in bed really quickly. This is an ongoing, it's almost like this person just has no loyalty to this king. Now, is it a partner or is it a roommate? Like, it's almost like we're treating it like a roommate. Like there's no loyalty to this person, but he don't like that, but they have no worries about it. Okay, so there's something weird here. There may be a sense we just have no remorse. We have no sense of, what's that word? Empathy? Yeah. It's maybe missing in our partner or a partner here, but we're trudging forward no less. Spiteful at, or we may be doing this, gaining multiple partners to get back at our, but the sense here is we kind of don't want to get caught, so I don't understand. As we move forward. Okay, on that energy of powering through a lot of stuff here. This guy's in ice and slush and snow and icebergs, and he's going to power through and get through. So there's a lot of obstacles, but he or she is making their way through it. On top of that, we get the Page of Cups, man. This guy's been littering through everywhere. Somebody here, I feel like it's this new partnership that has come to bear. Somebody here is getting a honest, open, vulnerable person coming at them and feeling from their heart. I feel like the Aries are very responsive to this, is what they said. Responsive to this? Absolutely. They're feeling that. So that's not what they're getting from this partner. That's what they're lacking, is open, honest, receptive, vulnerable, heart-centered place that they're come from. This is a page. He's only 11. He's page. So he's young in the offering, but they just met, but they're just in bed. And it's advancing quite quickly is the sense they're giving me. So on this Vengeance card, again, we didn't get no offers from our partner in this way, so we're going outward because of this. Because our partner, it's like we're trying to make our partner jealous, but we don't want them to know. So I don't understand this mentality. A lot of this stuff doesn't make sense to me. But there's an offer refused here. There's a woman depicted. She offered and he refused. So now she's getting back and she's going outward to get it. And you're going to feel da-da-da. It's almost like we have a lack of empathy here. Like a sociopath that wants to make someone pay no matter. Okay, on top of that, we get the 20, which is the Judgment card. Now, this is interesting because the power position here is in this man's hands. This man is deciding what he is going to do with her. And this is the second last card in the deck. And in the sex deck, we're talking about, where am I going to put her? Is this going to be a future partner? Or is this going to be a floozy? Or is this going to be a one-nighter? Or what are we doing here? There's some judgment here of where to put what. And the sense that I'm getting is we have the Aries. Again, it's not going to resonate with everybody. If things are going okay, they're going okay. So don't start suspecting your partner if you've not had any inkling or any instinct of this before. Because this is going to be kind of almost above the table. The only person that's not going to know is the Aries that's trying to keep it quiet. Everybody else knows, is the scenario I'm getting here. So the judgment comes upon the man. Now I feel very heavily this could be the partner that's sitting at home. Like, what am I going to do with this one? Look at what she's doing to me. What am I going to do here? He may know full well that this woman's going outward to hurt him, and that is why he's kind of sitting back and just watching the show and deciding for himself what he is going to do. But this can also be the new partnerships that she's come across. And I feel like there's two here. I feel like there's someone here, and I feel a female energy. She's going outward in two ways to gain what she wants. And the sense here is I'm going to get it no matter what. It's mine. I'm entitled to it. And I'm going to get it. Oh, man. Throat. Give me a minute. This has not been... They're not talking to their partner. Their partner that's at home, at the head of the household, the kingdom, they are not talking. The Aries and their partner, not talking. And the longer they don't talk, the more the Aries is going outward and causing havoc. To the point that they may not be able to get the relationship back. I don't think that this Earth sign here is in a mode to take anything back. They're just trying to plan their future steps forward here. And they kind of can't believe their eyes. They're going... And they're seeing things. They're going, oh, they're seeing things full on. First or second hand, but they're believing it at this point. May not have in the past, but now we're getting to a point here where this is a habit or a habitual way. Nobody's saying nothing. Like I've got this going off here. Nobody's saying nothing. They're choking on everything. He's choking on what he's seeing, and she's choking on, should I tell him and rub it in his nose? And she doesn't feel like she's going to do that at this point. There's no reason. Because I think there's something she's getting from that Pentacles dude that she can't get. Like there's a codependency there for sure. And until... she's gonna not say anything because she's getting that. And if he knows what that is, he's best to cut that off, whatever it is. But I don't think there's an intimacy there. I don't think they're talking. So it may be the kingdom that she don't want to let go of. And that may be his PowerPoint. But either way, they're really saying this is... this is the partner that's at home that built the kingdom. He is deciding what to do with her with all that knowledge. And notice how her eyes are closed to this because she does not know that her partner knows. She feels like she's doing this on the sly, and he's watching her do that so it's really a lot of negative, bad energy. But nonetheless, it's strange stuff here, strange world. That's also the energy of the man that are coming in the future here. There's two that she's dealing with, and one of them is a soft, gentle, emotional place. I do not feel that this person knows how to deal with that. And another one is a long-term thing that we've been dealing with on and off on the side to get physically satisfied, is the sense. So on top of the home, man, this heavy duty. Again, this energy, I don't know what to do with it, right? But again, that's that second partnership that we take home. The other one I feel is strictly we meet them out. May go to their place, but not at our place. But there's one that's got an older energy, like a long term, like we've seen. This person is old news. This one we've taken to our own home, or has been in our own home. Now we have the Hermit on top of that. Yeah, and that is the energy of the partner. Hermiting away to decide, right? What am I going to do? He is being illuminated. There's no two ways. He's being illuminated to the affair. And I said, does he know there's two? And they said, correct. Maybe this is may not have... okay, so the one in the past here that's kind of in and out and kind of passive, but we're going there to get what we want satisfied. That one come in the periphery, come up, he didn't believe it. The king here didn't believe. It's like, no, that's not me. I can't see it because it was kind of passive. It wasn't very passionate. This new one that's come forward, it's more of an emotional tie. Again, I don't feel they translate that well because they are sociopathic tendencies here. So they have a lack of empathy, but it is very exciting for them in a certain way. I think it's more the deviousness that now I got two instead of just one, rather than an actual earth connection, rather than an actual heart connection. But nonetheless, we are being illuminated to it. The partner's being illuminated to it. So this week is about the planning, because that man is going to plan on what he is going to do with her. And the offerings are just, this new one is more of a heart center play. This man is going to get hurt, because this woman, she just does not get hurt. She goes outward and she hurts other people. They do not hurt her. Why? Because she just doesn't feel it. She doesn't feel it. So she'll go out and just create chaos and whatnot. So like pathic tendencies, right? So I'm not going to go much further, but she just won't get hurt. It'll be the men in her path that will get hurt. This is what's going on. So this is nasty. She's totally on the wrong side of the tracks. I think we're just illuminating here to warn the people in their surroundings. We got an Aries here that's on the warpath. Watch out, stay clear, and whatever you do, don't be vulnerable. Be careful with your heart, and know that use your instinct when you go in this way. I know some Aries people just like this is not their energy, and again, it will not resonate with everybody. I hope it doesn't. But this is someone here who just does not feel pain the way normal people feel pain, especially in a heart-centered kind of way. So be aware of that. And again, on a global level, there's things like that going on as well. Okay, so as we get into the infinity cards and the animal card to lighten things up, hopefully. On top of the 11, again, there's somebody here that's being ultra vulnerable to this Aries type energy, and they are bearing all, and they are being taken advantage of. The energy on there is chill. Get in touch with yourself and make sure that you use your instinct, and that's those little things around the head, is use your instinct, suss this out, because if we do the least bit of self-care here and slow things down enough to look, we will see this, that this person just doesn't hold empathy well. They don't hold it at all. They don't have a compassion at all. So be aware that if we chill ourselves and be still, we will see it, we will notice it, and hopefully before it's too late, is what they said. Now again, the predicament here with the husband and wife scenario, or it may not be husband and wife, just some kind of a partnership here, that there's an expectation of one and another just has no attachment whatsoever. Danger. Look out. Crisis is coming. Yeah, absolutely. Because why? Because the partner knows, they're watching the woman go around, act like a floozy and not have any conscience about it. In fact, they're playing the part so well that if they didn't see it with their own eyes, they really wouldn't have picked it up. And this is creating a scenario where we're going to have a crisis here, and I feel like it's going to come in the direction of the partner here. This King of Pentacles, he's going to flip his lid, and it could end up in violence, or a feel where we want to go outward in violence. Like that's how worked up we are. So be aware of that. If you're the triggered guy, just gonna have to deal with that. Now the Hermit is about holding all this in, learning all these truths, but again, something's got to blow here. Power. Well, this is a good sign, because it states that we have the power to overcome here. This is always in a good way. Everything will work for the whatever, but be aware in dealing with this energy, because there's crisis is sure to hit. It's just wrapped around this energy. When we have people that are in this way, they do not feel feelings like normal people do. There, chaos ensues all over. I call them chaos makers. This is one. And they just want what they want, and they're going to do anything to get it, and they don't care what kind of bins they flip over to do it. You know what I mean? Like they'll just go and do, and it's me, 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 and nobody else matters. And these are the type of people that kind of need to be stopped at some point here. And I feel like the Pentacles dude here is gonna try and, I don't know what his plan is. I feel like he's really in shock, just going like, I cannot believe this. I'm seeing it. I cannot believe this. I was wrapped right around this one's finger, and I cannot believe this, but he's gaining power, and it may be power over emotions, but it does get to crisis zones here because we're in danger of losing our shit, right? Over this, especially if we have a lot invested. But again, I feel like there's a weird situation here. So the animal card to tie it all together. 42, dolphin and happiness. I think, I hate to say this as disregarding, but when we have no empathy, we just don't have it. We just are a different species. They are looking for their happiness in a physical kind of way. That's what the Aries is looking for. And they're just going to utilize everything that gives them that and throw away everything that doesn't. And they have no worries about that, and that's the way they roll. The partner, on the other hand, I feel like the advice here is go and find your happiness. You may not find it in this direction. In fact, we've been burned many times here before this is the last straw. We do have the power to overcome all. And if we look in a different direction, different way, realize all of these things that we've learned here through this partner, we will gain power to move forward in a new way and gain our own happiness. Happiness that we didn't even know we could attain. Whew, heavy duty, man. Yeah, so that is the Aries reading for the week. Happiness at the end. Lighten it up. Somebody's got to go out and look for their happiness. I feel both of them are going to have to do this, but for one, it's going to be a struggle because they don't know what or how to deal with this kind of situation. But they will do that, and they have the power. And yeah, chilling out wouldn't hurt. Okay, you gotta laugh or you're gonna cry. Okay, so next is Leo. That's harsh, guys. That's harsh. Not at all what the energies they're going. This is not what it's about. This is not, yeah, what it's about. Okay, next. So Leo, 42. First card for Leo, 8 of Cups. That is about leaving. And if I got my readings correct, last week was the energy, I think, for Leo about letting go of something here in one direction and moving forward. And there was a great feeling as we move forward. Now this is the next week, so here we start with the leaving energy. Next card, 3 of Wands. That's about choosing or waiting for our ships to come in, right? We're on the sea looking out into the future. We can really put it any way we want. The yellow with the sunshine here. There's a sense here that we are above and beyond. I think the Leos, for the I don't want to say forever, but for the last while, have had a hard time keeping themselves in a joyful mode or feeling joyful. There's always been a lower vibration sitting there, and it may have been coming from the right. So we're solving it by going outward, and we look forward to what comes at us in the future. There's a lot of sparkles here, rays of light coming toward us, so we're looking forward to that. So it's just really a lot of joys invested in our future and planning it forward is really what I get. And 8 of Cups is about making realizing that we've done all we can do here. Now we need to go after our happiness, and this is what we're doing. Okay, next card, 8 of Swords. This is about doubt and limitation and feeling. It's interesting, you have woman looking outside, she's got her eyes peeled, and the one in the mirror has her eyes covered and swords around her. Let me suss that energy out. There's a sense here that on the outside we are acting like we are okay, but on the inside we still feel bound to some degree. So hopefully this wasn't an abusive situation, because there's a sense of that here, where we still feel bound, maybe emotionally. There's some binding here that needs to be dealt with or healed out in order to truly embrace that sun-shining energy that has been going on here. There's a part of us, right? We look in the mirror and we're all covered in swords, and then we're out of the mirror to everybody else. They're going, we look like we're doing okay. So I think the Leo's highly aware of that. They may even be in charge of that, right? I'm not going to show vulnerability here. I'm doing okay. I can handle this, and I'll get through it, and kind of toughen it out. So be aware there's inconsistency and imbalance there in that is maybe not for your highest good. We need to either heal more from that, like feel our feelings more from that. They're suggesting that, to dip into our feelings more. We don't want to toughen up just when we're ready to open into a new area here. We don't want to lock off our heart. Okay, now layer deeper on the Eight of Cups again, about movement forward. We filled all our cups in a certain area and realized we were not fulfilled, so we're going for our Nine of Cups, our wishes and dreams, in a direction forward, right? Out of a relationship is the sense that I get. So on top of there we get, on top of the Eight of Cups is about listening, and there's a little blurb here that's written. It says, darkness does not always equate to evil, and light does not always bring good. So about contradictions in energy. So yeah, painting everything with the brush of one stroke is what I'm getting. So we may be villainizing the partner to some degree, that it's kind of distorting is what I'm getting. So be aware of listening. And we may we may not be wanting to listen to the partner. There's an ex-partner here that may want to have their say, or may want some things to discuss to finalize things. We may not be open to this. We may not be listening to this. In fact, we may be villainizing everything that they say. So be aware of that energy. It's not there for your highest good. It's not clarity of thought for the Leo. We're just really bittered a little bit here. On the Three of Wands, again, looking forward to the future, and I get good stuff there, but there's evidence on either side here. We've got some issues to deal with before we go fully in this sunshine to the future. We get Strength. They're going, look at that tree, and there's ribbons attached to it. There's owls looking out of it, which is gaining wisdom, and they're kind of hidden. And the moon, and it's like looks like it could even start on fire. Where are we rooted? They said, where is our heart rooted? If it is still in our past, we have to deal with that. We have to release that so we can go forward free and clean in this yellow. I feel like, man, last week was so clear to me. Oh, it's all good. We're going forward. Everything's great. That was the perception, and now that we've had a little distance, wow, things have changed. The next week is not like last week. Maybe a different person altogether, but it's interesting that it's a releasing of it. But nonetheless, looking at the future, there's a lot of symbology in this. Now, there's a trunk here. I don't know if you can see. The trunk looks like it wants to start on fire in certain places. There's a little owl hidden in a nest there, and then there's all these strings attached. I seen that, and that's kind of like, they almost look like they don't belong there, like they should be unhooked and left to blow in the wind, right? And that's the sense they're giving me, is that there's a strength in the connection that we had here that doesn't relate to what we're showing outwardly, and this is why we're feeling like this internally. Because outside there's a bravado being upheld, and inside we're feeling different. So there's an imbalance in what we're feeling. So our outside world is going to start to reflect that. And also a lack of listening. And they're telling me the partner has to have their say, and we have to listen with a undistorted ear, because we want to villainize this person. Everything they say, we want to, like, kind of an immature. We want to just me put it down. But they're going, no, we do need to listen, because this is really going to help us move forward in a cleaner energy. but I don't think that the Leo's going to do that. I don't get the sense this week that they're in that energy zone to accept that. Eight of Swords, again, an imbalance between what we feel internally and what we're showing outside to others, and including this ex-partner. For some reason here, I feel the Leo is very much, you know, their back is turned to that partner, but there's something tying them, and it may be just the lack of healing this right through, or lack of hearing out the partner's side in order to... So we may be in the wrong here in certain ways, don't want to hear it from the partner, and then are shoving things back because they're not accepting their, you know, just weird things like that. Now, yeah, on the Eight of Swords, there's anxiety here about the message that's coming through from the partner, and that message needs to come through to disconnect completely. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe they're saying, yeah, I left because I couldn't, but at the same time they don't want to completely disconnect it. They don't want to make that disconnection official on a certain interior level. In denial somewhat, maybe, I don't know. It's a different energy here. Very complex readings this week, and emotional too, man. The air signs were emotional. So on 23, on the listening, again, I get that's from a partner that we left her. Like, they have something they want to say or get across to you before this is in completion, even though we're either in separation or, you know, like, I've had it, that's enough, I'm out. There's something that needs to be said here, and something that needs to be listened to by the Leo. We have satisfying celebrations, and that's on the Eight of Cups. So the sense here is Leo's going to go outward to try and gain some, yeah, like celebratory vibes. So we're going to get together with friends. We're going to try and reroute ourselves and get joyful, which is good. We're going to actively pursue this. But again, if it's in avoidance, be aware of that. So the Strength, again, where are we rooted? And there's some things that need to go from that tree that need to be kind of unhooked. And I feel like it's an easy unhooking if we just sit and listen without judgment, which is hard to do when you, especially in a breakup. How can you not? You know, we have feelings, we have, you know, and there's a reason why it broke, so blah, blah, blah. So something I'm understanding, but they're going, we need to hear this in non-judgment. So to get in that mode, and I feel like we may down the line hear it, whether we want to or not, and it may be a long line before we get there, but we're going to hear it faithfully. We need to hear what this person has to say, so we can run all we want in the circles all we want, but we're going to hear what we don't want to hear anyway. So on that Strength card, we get the Four of Swords, which talks about rest and relief. That is complex as well, because on some level they're giving me the sense, yeah, we're resting and relieving from the partner, but there's also things about that make us highly uncomfortable about being away from the partner. So we may have a codependency issue within partnerships, but this partner, we feel relieved that they're gone, but we don't know what it's like to be without a partner, or don't like that feeling of being alone, this kind of thing. So there may be some stuff there to deal with. Now on top of the message, again, that message is coming in whether we want it to or not, and it may be over a long term, because the sense they're giving me is we can avoid it all, busy ourselves up all we want, but there's going to be a point where that message is going to come through when we least expect it, and it may be when we think we've healed, to kind of come back and throw it at us and put the nail in the coffin, so to speak. Because there's a sense here, I don't know if it's just a very lightly sprinkled sense. Maybe we could get back together at a later date, but right now I need a break from this relationship and I want to go back, but the sense here is we may not have that option to go back, but we are not going to hear that because we feel like that's what's coming at us, so we're avoiding it. So if we think if we don't hear it, then it won't happen, da da da. So on the message, Prince of Swords, rushing in, fighting for your beliefs. Yeah, they're going to a degree. This is both sides. Feel like the other side of the Leo is the more passive energy. And by passive, I mean, if the Leo is upset, they're not going to push it. But they will be heard, but on their terms. And if they're going to try for so long, then they're going to give up, and then eventually they will have their say. And it may be at a time when the Leo's not ready for it or prepared for it or whatever. The sense they're giving me is that scenario. It's like we may decide to go back in the future, and at that time, that person will come in and say, no damn way. I wanted to talk to you, you didn't want to talk to me. I tried 3 times, I let it go. Now I'm telling you, no more. I will never go back, da da da. So a sense of changing our mind here. So I don't know, they're giving me a sense that the Leo might be in the wrong here, but never admit that. And then by the time that they do, this person is so embittered that they would never even, they're having a hard time talking to them civilly because they're so embittered by the process that the Leo went through. So if that fits, or if that makes sense, or are we seeing from the right goggles here? Something like that is the frequency they're giving me. So next line, we're getting into the love and romance here. So we'll see if that uncovers any more. You know, when you have conflictive energy like this coming through, it's kind of like you don't even want to go to the love side. What's going to come out? First card, yeah, Ace of Coins. So that is, when we're talking about romantic energies, that's money above all else, okay? So one or the other of this partnership, this may have been an issue, this may be the problem, this may be what the Leo is after, and this is why we got in a situation where it didn't work, da da da. Money above all else means more than the heart, okay? Next card, the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is about a mirrored relationship. Now, yeah, they're going, that woman is looking directly at the coin. So did, again, somebody put money above feelings in this relationship. They put money above all else. That's all I'm going to say. Next card, Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is about stepping out on a relation. That's the secret rendezvous card. She is running away to go have a secret rendezvous with someone outside of a relationship. Now, this can mean as well, not necessarily a person, but a confidant, or stepping out to a degree. Let me gain my bearings here. Where we're running away from our emotions instead of, we're really showing evidence of running away from the person, but it's really our emotions we don't want to deal with. Again, we can deal with money, finances, things that are on the level here, but there's some issues in an emotional way, I feel, that the partner here wants to get under, and we are just running so far, so fast from that. We will not deal with that. So there's an avoidance energy is what I'm getting. So it may not, it is the secret rendezvous. It does give the energy of leaving a partnership, turning your back on a partnership. But here, I don't know necessarily. We'll see in the next few cards here, the lines. I don't necessarily think it's another person. I feel like we're just turning our back on the partner emotionally. Giving up emotionally. We're not investing in the partner, okay? Emotionally. Next line, okay, to clarify, Pentacles above all else, money matters. We have the King of Swords, so an air energy might be what you're dealing with. Someone here very much in their power, put their foot down. It could be the Leo in an air energy. So if a fire is in an air energy, they'll be less active to move, to make action, but there'll be a whole lot of thinking going on. Their mind will be overactive, and they'll be making decisions left and right, not from the heart either. Again, we've turned our back on the heart. That's quite obvious here in all directions. Yeah, so the King of Swords, and he can quite easily cut things away, make decisions, cut things, create boundaries. On top of the mirroring energy, now again, that's a card that needs another card to bump up into soulmate here, but I just don't have that other card. So as we go on it, Three of Swords, heartbreak. Heavy heavy energy here of someone's heart being broken. I feel like it's a little bit of both, really. I think both partners are feeling it. I think the Leo's trying to fake the power. I mean, they do have power, but they're not healing through it. And you only gain the power after you heal and you've cried it out. And they're in denial of that. That I have to do that? Go emotional? No, I don't do that. I just stuff and stuff and stuff. Right? And then I'll have a collapse. This is how it goes. But they're not aware of that. So there's a sense here that, yeah, there's some heartbreak here, but I'll deal with it. I cut it out. It's not working. We're just going from our logic, not from our heart. And it's creating pain and in us and in others, but we'll deal. So 7, that's again turning our back on, and look at the heart. We're turning our back on the heart that's been broken. So the sense here, really, it pumps up the energy for not healing, refusing to feel the pain and heal. That's what the Leo's doing. They've created, or there was a situation here that happened. We refuse to feel the pain of it, so therefore we're going to turn our back on that emotion and move forward. That's really how I see this here. As we move in there, we have the 3 cups now. That's about celebrations, going outward and being with others now. Be careful if you're younger, the celebratory vibe, right? We've been hurt by someone, so then we're going to go out drinking and celebrating with the friends and kind of trying to make a blur of it. It never really works when we do it that way. Got to heal from the internal, but nonetheless, I'm not going to lecture. That's the deal here. We may be going out with friends and people that make us happy, which is a good thing. But again, turning our back on their emotions is not. We got to open up to that, feel it. You know, nobody has cry parties anymore. That don't sound like no fun. But the thing is, you know, you go to your girlfriend's place and you kind of have a cry and you feel better. You explain to her, and they're compassionate with, you know, they're not going to blab or talk about you. They're not going to judge you. They're just there for you to hear you out, and you unload, and then you move on. That does make you feel better. It does do something. But I do not feel the Leo is in the mode they're running away. They're going to go celebrate with friends and be happy, but they're turning their back on their emotion. Okay, got that. Now next. I repeated that a few times. King of Swords, it's like they just make me say it again, say it again, say it again. This is the energy of the Leo. They are in the King of Swords energy. They're cutting things away that don't work. If it don't make logical sense, it ain't gonna stay. I have no room for heart here. We're making logical decisions, and this needs to go. On top of that, we have the Empress. Well, look at that. I feel like, see, this is on the sex side, but nonetheless, the Empress is full of that compassionate energy, right? She is full of love and caring, and she is Mother Earth herself. So there's a sense here, you know, we can infuse a little bit of this energy into where we're going here. Like, it wouldn't be so hard to make decisions with a little bit of empathy, okay? These fire signs. Okay, so 3 of Swords. The heartbreak felt on both ends, right? Though both ends are dealing with it differently. I feel like there's a partner here that's going to be embittered over time, kind of in shock, and then the Leo is kind of in denial. So there's neither one of these are really good. I mean, shock is a natural, but we have to work our way out of it. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Would you look at that? That is an energy of releasing from a partner. A tie here has been broken. It could be a karmic tie, relationship tie, period. We are released and no longer do we need to be here? And that's highly felt by the Leo. Duck and run, you know, is what they're doing here. Duck and run. Just stay down and keep going. It's almost like they felt on an energetic level somehow here, it's time to go. Again, unhappy for a long period of time, but almost like instinctively when they knew when their karma's up, when they've balanced their karma, that's it, I'm out of here. They knew, the Leo did know. Yeah, interesting. And the 3 of Cups on the celebratory. Again, feeling like some of the younger people could just be going out with friends and saying partying it up, but being on the light side of things to try and lighten the load here. Top of that, we get the Knight of Wands. See, the sense here is that nurturing on an intimate level. Now, this is a partnership here that could lead us to this energy of, you know, this fills that gap that I wasn't feeling. But I really wasn't feeling that there was a partnership here. But maybe there's one coming in the future. Knight of Wands. Now, the Wands is a fire energy. Give me a moment here. Okay. This is, yeah, because I said, is that our past partner? And they're like, nope. This is an energy in the future. And they said, and if we don't heal ourselves, we will not be able to get into it in this kind of a way, in this compassionate way. So we really do have to heal our own compassion in order to attract a partner from the future that is waiting for us. Again, I feel like there's going to be a gap here. The Leo has to be by themselves to deal with these issues before. So if you are the type, which I do feel there's a certain energy here for not wanting to be alone, the best thing to do is to heal yourself up, cry it out as much as you can in private whenever you can, and go forward with that, and that will bring that energy forward. It's like as you cry and heal and feel better, that energy pulls in that partner. But as we're bittered and in resentment and in denial, completely blocks that partner from attracting. It's like a magnetic field that goes up. Nope, we won't see her because she's not in an attractive mode. She's not in her strength. That's what attracts the partners, when the Leo's in their strength. Well, anybody's in their strength. Vibrant and full of life. They want you to feel that on your own, right? This is what it is. That's the menu plan. We gotta have self-fulfillment. Gotta have a happy-go-lucky vibe. We gotta be in good mode, happy by ourselves, and then boom, there it is. We attract that outside of us. So this is a glimpse of your future if we heal in the correct way. Okay, so on top of the Empress, what do we have to clarify there? Again, Mother Earth and the compassion that we need to infuse. They're going, we're not they're not making a lot of room. They're going out, out, out. You know, we're being all logical, but we need to infuse more compassion. On top of that, we get the Well. That was, who had that? Somebody had that. Anyway, the Well is about bottom of the barrel stuff. We hit rock bottom in this relationship. We could go no further. We could not put up with anymore. And they're going, we know this. We know, you know, because there's a sense here we may have some doubt about the decision that we made. Do not doubt. We just need to heal and move forward. Again, infusing more compassion. And as time goes on, that heals that as well. So on the Seven of Pentacles, which depicts loosely tied here, or broken ties with a partner. Okay. Sorry, I had to clarify. So yeah, loosely tied. Basically, we paid our karma, and now we're off. We felt that highly instinctively. made life decisions based on that, and now we're looking forward to the future. And on top of that, we get the Tower card. It's not like the Tower in the tarot. This is different. This is about looking at things from a bigger perspective, higher perspective. Can be about governments and courts and whatnot, big business, finances and money. But the most I get here is the need to look at things from a higher perspective. We're down on the ground in the trees, and we need to be up here looking at the bigger picture of how all of this fits into our life plan. And again, time and space here, we need to move ahead in time quite a bit and heal, and also gain our compassion back and look forward to our future in a good way. That card was very powerful for us in the beginning here, of looking forward to our future. We want to brighten that up. I mean, that is as bright as you can get here, but I feel like the Leo wasn't quite into that energy yet. But when they do so, it's from that broader perspective that they gain this feeling of looking forward triumphantly to their future, okay? Not so much embittered. So on top of that Knight of Wands, what do we get there? Ooh, 24, yeah. That's the love from the future that's coming. There is love in the future, and the thing is here, when we know we need to move on, we do so. And the Leo's very much on the button here. Again, we were in circumstances here where I feel like the Leo is the perspective. We were in this way too long, like we knew, but they're going, but darling, we had to pay our dues. And that's, as soon as we put our last little dime in there to balance it out, we were out of there. And that's why we stayed so long, because this may be a question that they're asking themselves. Why did I stay so long? Blah, blah, blah. And they're going, because we had to balance energies out. We had to balance it out, and now we're paid, and now we're gone, and that's why. In this particular instance, right? So in the future, we got a very fierce, loyal love that has the opportunity to come forth. We want to make sure we heal ourselves before then in an individual, what do you call that? Single, independent kind of way. And when we do that, we will be in prime energy to meet up with this. Now, on the sexual side, on top of the bottom of the well, which is what we reached with the last partner. Okay, this is harsh, 18 plus. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Now, there's a story behind this. Unfortunately, I got to talk about it for a bit, so this is going to be in view for a while. But the 9 of Cups is about, what are we doing here? We're pleasuring, right? So, what's the word? I don't know how to word it. Basically, it's like this man gets this deed done, and he gets up and he walks away. It's like she's there to service him in this way, and that is it. So there's a sense here of needing, or either we were like this in the relationship, or our partner was like this in the relationship, and that's what didn't work for one or the other. We cannot just invest in a relationship without any compassion, right? And isn't it interesting that it's on bottom of the well, right? We can't go on with this no longer, that it's on the compassion card, right? When there's compassion, we're not at the bottom of the spiral staircase. We're in a fluffy bed, and we're doing this because we want to, not because we need to. Okay, so that's the energy I'm getting there. Okay, on the looking at things from a higher perspective here, going back to the breaking of the tie. So we may not see everything as it is fate-wise, but nonetheless, 5 of Wands, that's about battling, struggling, fighting, right? Literally, these two are fighting with wands on the thing. So there may have been a point here where we were fighting quite harshly with the partner before, right? Now, on this fluffy energy of the swans and the energy of the future love that we are kind of prepared for at this point, or maybe not prepared for. They're going, no, we're not prepared. It's this quiet time in between that is going to prepare us more for being open to a partner. Why? Because the Leo needs to be by themselves to appreciate having a partner. Because we've been with the partner, the energy I'm picking up on here, we've been with a partner for so long that we take it for granted that there's someone there. And then on top of the issues that are the problems here. So we need to be by ourselves to understand what that feels like in order to truly accept someone that we want to embellish our life with. So they're needing you to spend that time alone, and then we will be closer to prepared, right? On the 24, we have the 14. Now I have to get in charge here. This is, yeah, I get confused with some of these cards. I think this is the beneficial entrepreneurial guy. I mean, the King of Pentacles, he's the one that's got the kingdom and everything figured out, but this guy is kind of sick and tired of the grind. Maybe in the mode of retiring, right? Because he's the king. So we may be getting someone from our future in this kind of way that he's in the rat race and he's kind of sick of it and he needs a slower pace. So this may be our mode at this time, or the partner that is coming in our future, their mode. So the reading here on the 14. Success and material power and ambition. Okay. Yeah. Being practical and an intelligence. I feel like that is partly the Leo as well, even though it's not their element. I feel like they're trying to be practical about their future, and that's why they've made the decisions they've made. But nonetheless, I feel the overwhelming urge here is the ambition. And I feel like it's an ambition to move forward and also to, you know, make success in some kind of way. So as we go cover up these cards, 9 on top of the 9 there, again, that's about satisfying the pleasure, and that's it. Not much depth here. On top of that, we have children. That's interesting. May highly be a factor. This doesn't pop out very often, this card. Something here, maybe our children were telling us to do this, or highly influential, or there's a need to discuss with children about this. Something to do highly prominent here with the children. Yeah, I'm going to move forward. On top of the fighting, we get old school tradition. There may have been something here that the Leo was very traditional about and the partner wasn't. And it may have been maybe too old school. Maybe because the sense they're giving me is the guy kind of in the role of masculine and feminine. With a guy, you make me dinner, you feed me, you da-da-da, and you serve me, right, in all ways. And then I'll be happy. And that just doesn't sit well with the Leo either side. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Old school in a heavy kind of a way. Like, you serve me, da-da-da. So there's karma paid, and then we're gone. Okay? On top of the 14, again, I feel like this is about ambition and moving forward and gaining stability in a financial kind of way. We have a male. So it's interesting. And again, I did get a sense here when I was just going off my own, or going off the vibe, that there's someone here that's wanting to slow things down. And that is a single male. So it may be a single male that's coming forward in the future. Maybe it will be a single male coming toward us from the future. And it may be through us having an ambition to find this that we come across it. I don't think I worded that properly. It's too late. The focus that this man puts is on money and finances. He has his kingdom. He has his worth. And the sense I was getting is slow down. So is this the Leo's energy that we're trying to gain worth and all of this at this point, and we need to slow that down no matter what kind of position we're in if we're leaving? You know, because when you leave, usually it's a financial situation. You got to up the ante here because now you got no roommates, you got no home, or you may have to, you know, things change in a financial kind of way. So is that what's going on here, that the Leo is moving into a retirement stage, or is a partner coming in from the future in this mode and that's how we meet them? But the male energy is here. There's a male energy here coming from the future, and that's what I'm going to leave it on. Now, the animal card to tie up the whole energy is the Swan. Won't you know it? Would you look down here? What do we have here? I'm going to take that off because it's too synchronistic. 24, we have the swans, and what do you know? The swan is the, and it talks about beauty, and this is interesting because the woman's blindfolded. So she don't know that's a big white swan there. She don't know. She's just feeding whatever comes at her. So I don't know, is this a lesson we needed to learn, or is this a lesson we learned in this relationship? Kind of the sense I'm getting is looks above all else. Is this something that we had to learn, or we will learn, or I don't know. I think it is a lesson that the Leo's learning, is not to put beauty above all else, right? We need to look for more depth than that, especially for long-term commitment. We may have children with the partner that we were with here, or there may be, again, children involved that have strong opinions about this, may have guided us or helped us or been there for us at some point here. But nonetheless, there is a sense here we are blind to our future connection, but it will come when we are prepared and ready. So wowzers, that is heavy duty. Okay, so that was the Leo. So Sagittarius 12202, Sagittarius, first card, Strength. As we leave the Leo reading, we go into Strength. It's interesting how the energy is kind of folding into the next reading. Oh, Blair. Yeah, she's got complete control of that lion. She is in complete control. That's what they said. So if we have some Sagittarians here, we are feeling very powerful in our energy. We are in it, the element of fire. It's there. Yeah, they're making me look at those two pools of water, and almost like an infinity symbol. So there's a lot of energy swirling around us at this time. So there may be opportunities coming at us here as I move into the next card. The Tower. What the... that's interesting, because we feel very strong and very regal in our energy zone here. I would have had no inkling from that energy of that card that the Tower is going to come tumbling down here. I'm going to go into the next one, and again, we're staying with the orangey yellow kind of tone. Knight of Wands, that's where it comes from. Give me a moment. Wands is fire, okay? So that is the element here we're dealing with. The Tower is being struck and turned to fire, and the Leo is, it's all fire here. There's some messages coming in or going out. They said or going out. Will be both, right? But initially going outward. This has created the Tower, okay? I feel like the Sagittarius is on false sense of security of what they said going outward would affect things in a certain way, and it did not. This is the Tower coming down. Sense here is that they do have the strength to overcome, but the shock is just as like, this didn't work, this plan didn't work type thing. There's some shock coming down upon these Sagittarians. Okay, next roll. Trying to see in and not giving me much here. So on the Strength card again, the Sagittarians feeling very much in their strength, feeling very good where they are, but it's almost like we're wearing rose-colored here. Something's off, because the Tower's right about to hit here, if it has not already. But then they're going, yeah, but they got the strength to do it. So it may be a happy incident, or a happy shock, or a shock that turns us in a way that works out good. Now the Knight of Wands, he comes in real quick. He's not the fastest, but he's quick, and he moves out real quick. So I feel like the message lies with him. Now, as we go and expand on the Strength, we get summons. And that's about bringing about strength, right? I feel like this Tower is going to bring about a strength in the Sagittarius here that is going to be brought forth, that they just wouldn't have been there unless for the Tower. And of course, universal energies, they know this, and they strike it when the, at the moment that they need to. So on what is going on with this Tower, understanding, yeah, misunderstanding is what they said. A plan here, a notification here that went outward to cause a certain effect, didn't do what it was supposed to do from the Sagittarius. Now they're summoning all their energy to make this move. We did not have a great understanding of the consequences here. Knight of Wands, what happens here? Reminder, don't forget. I have to read this. This is about things that we may have taken out of context. We may have forgotten certain scenarios, certain angles here that could be affected is what I'm getting. We didn't have a great understanding of how far and wide this message could reach is what I'm getting. And that is the messenger here of that thing that was overlooked. So don't forget, I got to read from the book. They're going, we got to get the book on this. Don't forget. What? 28. There's a key word in here. It says, my child, sometimes I need to remind you of a lesson you have already learned. So this is what it is. There's a sense here that we learned a lesson here in the way that we brought about, there's something here we wanted, okay, like a scheme or a plan we had in effect. We had done this in the past and it didn't work, it backfired, and what do you know, we're at the same turn here, it's doing the same thing, did not work in our favor. So it says, when I provide you with a familiar situation, you will follow the same path blindly or choose another direction. What will you do? When you draw the symbol for the reminder, you're being asked to remember all that you have learned about life and love up till now. And I feel like it's highly about love direction here. Don't forget what you know already, as it's necessary to learn. Is it necessary to learn the same thing twice? Then again, how else do we learn unless we get it? If it takes 3 times, it takes 3 times. Like, I call my son a hard way Jack, because he always does it the hard way. It's got to fall 3 times, or really hard, where it's really embarrassing, or really before he learns, right? So then again, how else do we learn? Keep the faith and be good to yourself. You can always start again if you make a mistake. If you stumble, I surely will catch you, but remember what you know. Don't forget your lessons. School books. I see school books because in my deck I have that. Learn your lesson is like one near the end, and it's about taking lessons forward. Seems like the Sagittarius is trying to pull off the same thing, not realizing the lesson that they had already learned, or the lesson that was there for them to learn. They didn't take it forward. So they're summoning all their strength to get through this, or I don't even know, for some it may not, the energy may not have struck yet, may not have hit that Tower. For some it has, and they're trying to summon all their energy to get through this, to be strong through this. The Emperor, look at him go. He's there taking charge, taking hold of things. What is he holding on to? They're going, look at his hand. It's got like a globe with a cross on it. They go, is that the lesson that we're not looking at, right? We have the lesson there, but are we looking at it? No. It could be. We're looking in another direction. Sorry, my eyes are going buggy. Okay, understanding. Again, the tower's fallen here. I don't want to show it off too much because it is traumatic. But I get the sense, not in a conventional way for this Sag. 4 Cups, distractions, and no desire. No desire to follow their instinct is what I'm getting, right? Because that's why the tower falls. So they were distracted, couldn't take their lessons forward, so they just did what they're in habit of doing. And yeah, somewhere I feel like the desire talks about love. There's an area here having to do with love, but the lack thereof that we carry. We're just not carrying it well. So the reminder about the lesson and yeah, this energy that's coming forward quite quickly. We have the Magnus. Now this is interesting because with the Magnus, which is the Magician, and the Emperor, which is, you know, very much take charge, feeling powerful in our energy, This is before the tower falls, and again, he's looking away, distracted from the tower over here. Even, like, I'm not even looking in that direction, don't even think it's going to fall, but it fell. Now, after, this guy's smiling. What's going on? So again, I get a feeling that the tower is going to create good things, but it's shocking. So I don't know how. Okay, we're going to go into the love side and see. There's a sense here that there's a desire here that's not being fulfilled at some level. So first card, for Sag, sorry. 10 of Wands, that's about introductions, putting your best foot forward to impress another person. So this may have been, we may have been fibbing in this area, or may have been trying to pump things up to a degree, or just going outward to someone to bring ourselves forward in the best light to that person. The next card, now this is interesting to me, there's 2 10s here. The next one is the 10 of Swords. That's putting something to bed, putting something to rest. So did we go outward to someone here in an introduction before we put something to bed? And not, sorry, not in a good way. Next card is the Empress. Now the Empress is the mother card. Do we have a mother figure here that we're either leaving or joining with? May have a family with this Empress, or child or children. But there's a new energy here in a new direction. Okay? On top of that new energy, again, is 10, 10, and 3. There's something that wants to begin and something that wants to end. And on the beginning, with this guy trying to put his best foot forward, we have the 8 of Wands, and that's about, that can be the arrows of love, man. If we get it on top of a romance card, that's the arrows of love getting ready to hit. This guy is introducing and talking and conversing before he's been hit by the bug. Now the arrows are coming after him, and that is also about swift behavior, travel through air. Now 10 of Swords, that's about laying something to rest, and I feel like there's a relationship here we're getting ready to lay to rest. Now on top of that, we get the 5 of Wands. May have had conflictive energy there, right? A lot of fighting and struggles. We cannot deal with this no more, so we choose to move onward. Top of the Empress, we get the Hierophant. So we may be married to this Empress. Okay, the Hierophant is about spirituality or a deeper spiritual connection to a person. But I do get a sense of a mother figure. So who's going to go and who's going to stay? I can't quite differentiate, because I've got the one in here. We're going to be stung by the love bug here, or in the midst of it, and maybe that's the tower that falls. I don't know. Or are we married and we stepping out, putting our best foot forward in a direction before we, I don't know. Okay, we're gonna go one more deeper here. 8 of Wands. So again, fast energy, can be about communications coming back and forth, and if we're in struggles here, it may be arguments going back and forth. Interesting. We get the 8 of Wands. What? Yeah, 2 8 of Wands. That's highly significant. But again, different decks. This is a sexual deck. This is the Dreamer's deck. She's ready and prepared for things to come, but again, not from where she's looking. So we may not have been prepared for this introduction. We may have that coming out of the blue. We didn't expect, again, a distraction from what we were looking at. And that's it. And we want to indulge in this quite highly. Essentially, we want to show the flame of passion is rising here, right? We want to like this guy's feeding her grapes and whatever. There's fruit lying at their feet, and they're just going to indulge in passion. So on the 5 of Wands, struggle here. So there's someone we're being introduced to. We want to go very romantically toward them. On the 5 of Wands, what do we get there? Yeah, 8 of Swords. That is about okay, so we're connected with 2 people here. I feel one is like an energy. We either have a woman that has our children or a single mother here, or something going on with a mother figure. A marriage, yeah, I can't get past the marriage. There's a marriage here that I don't know if we're stepping out on it, because there's a lot of conflict here. It's being shown, and this is about healing that needs to happen, and about physical interludes here. We could be physical with our partner that we are wanting to leave, making steps outward to meet new people, coming across, again, being stung by, and then struggles here in the marriage with the Empress. Now as we go on to that Hierophant, the marriage card, we get the Ace, yeah, and that's about a new beginning that wants to start. Now it's interesting to me, 2 8s, well, 3 8s really. 8s are about looping an infinity. They want me to, the energy of not going anywhere. We're really just back and forth and forever and ever. And a sense of this breaking apart for this relationship. So again, somebody might be breaking out of a loop here with a connection that they didn't see coming, and that may be the Tower that busts apart a marriage or whatever. This is a new direction, right? So this is very highly attached to this card here. We make a new introduction, here, and it ends up being something we either want intimately or really do go physically in that way to make connections. Now to clarify, because there's a high sense here that we want to go romantically towards that. Ooh, look at this. Ooh. That is the passionate man. He is aggressively looking for love, seeking it. And look at him looking straight at that. I mean, this is really, this would be the ex, and this, or the wife, and this would be the new partner. Okay, so the green here symbolizing there's healing needing to happen here. I don't know if that's going to be. And also here the new direction is just a comfort. When we have the Ace going outward, that's just a comfort level that is sitting. It's hard to match that grounded level. Now on the 8 with which makes me think of the partnership here, or the marriage that we're in that needs healing, we get 22, which is the choice. Got to make that choice, this one or that one, this one or that one. That's really what it is. Look at how it matches the red and the gold. Very masculine, very focused on making a decision here. Now what happens in this new direction? 17. That's the stork. That's about big changes, big life-changing decisions to move. So we may choose to leave a marriage, a partnership, in order to indulge in a new partnership. But it's highly aspected. And all these cards here, we start with the Empress, and I feel like that is the marriage that they are currently in. That's the spirituality here. And again, I'm getting a sense too that we may have a spiritual connection in a different direction than the mother of our children. And this is an ace is always a new beginning, a new way of going. Now, to some degree, this could be a new way within an old relationship, but the sense I'm getting is two separate directions because of the doors. But there may be one or two people that it may be that we're leveling up, but it's just big, huge changes. And if we do level up in the same relationship, there's going to be huge fluctuations no matter, because of this. Like, and this could signify moves, travel, changes, babies, right? Why? Because this is about, in the background there's a dog with puppies. I don't know why they do that. Usually they have the woman with the belly, but nonetheless symbolizing offspring or creation of such, right? And that 17 bumps that up again. So we may actually go outward to another relationship and have pregnancies happen in that way as well. Sexual, going one deeper. Okay, on top of the passionate man, again very focused on making a decision here, a life-changing one. So we're going to take it very seriously. Again, we get the Hierophant. Wow, very prominent. This marriage is very prominent. Of course, it's a marriage, right? So it is something. I don't know if they're trying to say it's a block or what, or if this guy's focused on this new direction and also seeking marriage there. But if we're married, we gotta get divorced first, this kind of thing. What's going on? So 22 is about the choice. What is that? Again, wow, this card's making its rounds, man. 9 of Wands is about someone of advantage looking down on a woman. This woman is a harlot. She has come from an altercation during one of her sessions. This man does not know whether to go down there and help her or take advantage of her. There's a decision that needs to be made. Is this the decision this man is trying to make? Sorry, I gotta show him again. He's very passionate about it. So is he hung up on looks here and trying to make a decision as to whether or not to take advantage? There's something here about privilege above. I could take advantage here, or I could help this person, and they got a choice they got to make. Okay, so ooh, that puts an edgy feeling on things. But again, the Hierophant, it's about spirituality, and it's interesting that it goes on the man of passion here, looking in the past, right? This Hierophant is looking in the past. So yeah. As we go on the Stork's energy, we have 12. Okay, this is not good, because Stork's is about that big life-changing decision. Move, could be a move, a baby, something going on. Now, if we have the energy in the sex deck about the Hanged Man, where this guy, I don't know if you can see, sometimes it doesn't look like, this guy's creeping out the back window. He doesn't want to be seen, right? The Hanged Man, he's literally hanging with his suitcase, trying to sneak away. It's not a very courageous energy here. It's not very bold and not very, what's the word? Not bold and not moral, right? Not a very moral decision this guy's making. He's sneaking out on, trying to sneak out undetected. So is he trying to have an affair on while he's married? This is the essence here. because the sense is we got someone here that we're interested in, and we got we do have some decisions to make, but the sense is that we're going to do it on the down low. Okay, so the Infinity cards to tie this all up. On top of the Hierophant, this is about the marriage here that we have with someone, mother of our children. We have protection. So this is interesting because there's somewhere here, there's a marriage that's being protected. So does that mean this man will sneak away, have an affair, and get away with it, and the marriage will still be intact? Is that what that means? They're going, no. They're going, it may mean that a relationship is protected, but it may not be the marriage. I said, okay, that's interesting though. They're going, the energy here is dealing with the past and a marriage in our past that may not be connected at this point. I said, okay, sorry. Just, that's what it is. This man is disconnected from a marriage in the past. Now there's protection for him forward, moving towards this new energy. Okay, thank you. 9 of Wands. What do we have there? Intense emotion, right? This is what it brings up for him and her, but they're going mostly for him. There's a lot of intense emotion being brought up here. Take advantage. Certain ways this energy fits, but not in a negative way per se. We want to take advantage of a situation and not let this slip by, is what they're saying. So this is why, timing right or not, we want to get in there. And we're going to fight for what we want, right? The war. The sense here again, this man is not married now. He was married in the past, maybe going through separation or divorce process, or have done so already successfully. But the marriage still looms heavy, is the sense I'm getting. Now the Animal card to tie it all up and put it to bed. Yes, the Butterfly, the Soul. Interesting. I'm going to show you that because they're very pretty, these cards, if I can focus. The Butterfly, the Soul, daisies and pretty flowers, which is all done up there. Butterflies in the air. 8 and 2 makes 10 and 1. Brings us right back to a new beginning, right? A transformation needs to happen. Somehow, some way, this man is protected in his decisions forward. I feel like the protection is also kind of the guidance that he's getting to do things in this sneaky way. Is that correct? They're going, yes, because there's certain way that we're trying to go undetected, though this will not. Just give me a minute here. They're going, it will not be exposed. So to a certain degree, it's inappropriate behavior by somebody that they're trying to thwart here. They're going, legally, for all intents and purposes, this is clear. It's for free and clear to go. But certain people have certain reign here. They feel it's inappropriate at certain times, and we're going to fight through that to get what we want. Because this new introduction, this new way forward, is feeling very comfortable in this, and we want to go here. And this somehow, this man is protected while he does this. That's what I'm getting. So there's a transformation here of the soul that wants to happen. The Butterfly is the soul. So we may be becoming more soulful as a human being and looking outward for love and whatever. Now, again, making me aware of this distractions card. No desire. There's a lot of desire here for this new direction. May not be any desire to go back. They're going, it's a divorce. So I'm kind of confused here with the energy I'm getting. That umbrella just threw me. The thing too here is that we learned lessons in our past. We're going to make sure we bring that forward. There is strength here for us, the protection. There's strength here to go in a new way, and I think that's just really what it's all about. There's a new way here opening up. We are protected as we go in it. There's a sneaky behavior that's going on. Somehow this is guided, but in the bigger scheme of things, this is not right in just how we promote things, but in the scheme of things, this will be of benefit to get him on the right path, is what I'm getting here for Sagittarians. So that is the readings for the week, man. These took a lot out of me. Me sleeping for a week. Take care, guys. Have fun. Be kind. Again, a lot of these energies are based on my intent to help you see things, to illuminate if people are on the wrong path. If they're on the wrong path, flip them over, make them know exactly where they need to go. Some people I may have confused more. Hopefully I gave you more answers to go more clearly in a guided way. And again, don't ever, even if I am pulling you away from your instinct, don't ever disregard your instinct. That is where I'm trying to train you to go. So hopefully that happens for you. And a lot of people, they can get a lot of things mixed up in with instinct. So that's really what I'm trying to fine tune my viewers to suss out for themselves. So hopefully that happens. So take care. Another week. We'll see you next week. Take care. Have fun. Be kind. Fire.